So today was session 39. I have done 2 sessions in a row. I've done a session yesterday and I've done a session today. So today was with another facilitator in a different location. It was actually underneath the ground. It was a vault of a bank that was remodeled into a yoga studio, and it was really truly amazing. Like the walls are so thick, there's this density in downstairs, this enclosing and this spaciousness that's very tight but very big. So before the session, the facilitator did the whole talk, what could happen, what might happen, this and that. And it was very interesting to see, like, each facilitator is still in their ongoing process. So because they're facilitating the KAP sessions, they're a lot of times streaming the KAP energy, right? But it doesn't mean that they're enlightened or that they're done with their spiritual process or that they're perfect human beings. Like, you can see, like, one person is more about feeling, sincerity. The other person is more about being strict, being structured, being correct. Another person is more about being, playful, loving. So you see the different, everybody's like coming from their own kind of viewpoint, their own kind of mindset. They bring it to the session. So as the session started, it was quite intense. I didn't expect it. I was just lying on the floor, and the moment the energy started to come in, I immediately made a bridge, and there was just energy coming into me. The facilitator came to me, she touched me, and it was sound, a lot of sound. There was like so many times that I was just like singing and shouting, Elohim, 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 Elohim. I saw angelic beings appear, angelic beings, and they stood around me. They took my hands, I stood up, we sang together, and then they were like, I was standing in between them, and they were like shining their light on me, and I felt my body like filled up with light, full of light, and I felt like recharged and purified. And then I kept thinking about this oracle card that I drew. So sometimes before a session, some facilitators, they have like this small altar, like let's say in the middle of the room there's a candle with some kind of stones like rose quartz or white crystal, like different kind of crystals, and they have like divination cards, right, or tarot cards, and they invite you to pick a card. And I noticed that whenever I do that, it's so spot on. It's a reflection of whatever is ongoing in your consciousness, like whatever the state of your consciousness is at that moment, or the situation. It's a reflection, because that card kept coming up in my session. It was about purpose. Are you living your deepest purpose? And I'm realizing I'm stepping into it. I'm searching for the courage to be more and more who I need to be, right? And for me, it's not very easy, because I have so much self-judgment and conditioning about being myself. There was like, I was very, very long not accepted by my parents, by my sister, by, like, people didn't really understand me because I was very introvert, but I could be very extrovert, right? And people projected a lot of things on me. So they expected me to be this extrovert kind of guy, but I was very introverted. Yeah, it was confusing. Anyway, so that card kept coming up, and all of a sudden I saw all these labels come up: weirdo, weird, strange, mysterious, like different labels. And I saw to every label there was like energy attached to it, and I realized like I had like some connection to these labels. They were connected to to me. And the energy cords were just being cut. And every time the energy cords were being cut, I felt like release. Like, I'm not weird. I'm not this. I'm not that. It was so obvious. It's like, I'm not that. It's all on an energetic level. And that is what keeps it in reality. Like the energetic relationship. So it was just a lot of that. And then all of a sudden, I had this memory where I saw myself as a child. I remember this very vividly. Like I saw this vivid image where I was a small boy and I was at the train station and I was going to my grandmother with my aunt, and I got lost. Like I wandered off. I was looking in a shop and I got lost, and I had this feeling of abandonment, of like, oh my God, they left me alone. I'm all alone. Like, where are they? Why did they leave me? It was like this confusion, this feeling of being left behind, abandonment. And all of a sudden, like I saw that child, he was looking at me, and he came to me, and I took his hands, and I hugged him, and I said, I'll always be here with you. I'm always gonna take care of you. I'll always love you. And he felt like so nurtured. He felt so relieved. He felt so like a part of me. And I felt him becoming part of me, and there was like a feeling of wholeness all of a sudden. And that memory, it changed. The memory was emotionally charged in a certain kind of way, and then it changed. It became very neutral, it became very happy. So that was like recontextualized. I was very happy about that. It was very beautiful. So as the session progressed, the facilitator came a couple of times to me, and she put her hands on me, and she just kept it there, and I started to make sounds like just sounds, nothing special. And at a certain point, I remember like there was an energy being, and he came to me, and he started to, like, I saw my chakras, and like some were not aligned, and he was like realigning my chakras in a very aligned way, and I saw them like being crystallized into like energy vortexes, like boom, 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 and I felt like the empowerment of that. I felt the, how would you say that? Like it clicked. It was so right, like, and that's how it's supposed to. That's how it's supposed to be. And that kept on going for a while. All of a sudden, I stood up, and I opened my eyes for a bit. I looked at everybody's, and I felt inside people's bodies, and I felt like there was like this need to make a sound. So the moment I looked at everybody, and I felt their energy inside of them, I just started to make these sounds, these really loud sounds of like presence, like ah, and like the pitches were varying, but I was not doing it. It was all happening spontaneously, in the moment, energetically aligned to whatever the room needed. It's very strange, very interesting. After that, I was just like sitting, lying there for a while. The facilitator did this. We all like just went to sleep. Like it's like the tap was running with water. The water was running. She turned off the tap, and everybody's like just floating, nothing happening. And the roller coaster is over, and then she turns it on again, and it continues, and it goes on. It was really fun to see that difference. Sometimes I peeked, and I saw like the facilitator was just going by people and just putting their hands here, putting their hands here. Some started to cry, some started to shake, some started to have like this emotional release. And I felt like, wow, like I felt so tired. Like, because the day before I had gone through such a hard process, I felt so tired now to again have to go through it. Just, I was actually happy to relax, to just, to just lie down and do nothing. And then a vision started about this girl that I had like for the last couple of 5, 6, 7 sessions. like these twin flame connection or soulmate connection. I keep having these visions, and I let it go. It's not important anymore. But it was an issue. So I see myself like it's like there's blackness, and all of a sudden there's energy like coming in, like white energy, and like I see a scene unfolding, and my consciousness is in this dream, like it's like I'm dreaming, but it's so vivid. It's like HD quality. So I'm in this jeweler's shop, and I get this ring, like a diamond ring. I see the face of the girl that I'm with, and she's not my partner. I put a ring on her. Then I see she puts a ring on me, and I feel like we're like connected. Like there's like this energetic connection, and we're drawn together like a magnets into union. Like fire is becoming one fire, and I feel like this wholeness. Like this is what's meant to be. And I was like, okay, that's what's happening. But I realized, like, in reality, it isn't like that, because in reality, it's like it's a very strange situation. So I've told her that I had these visions and I had these feelings, and she told me always, like in the beginning, whenever I had these visions and these feelings, and I told her about it, she just said, like, go on with your process, keep continuing. Like, she's more developed than me. And I was like, I'm sorry that I have these feelings. Maybe it's some unconscious part of me. I didn't want to acknowledge them. I wanted to run away from them. But then I was like, because it was still there, I couldn't ignore it. I was like, you know what? Let's clear this up. Do you have feelings for me? Do you have a connection with me? And she just she texted me like, focus on your process. In your heart, you know the truth. You know the truth. You know the truth in your heart. Don't give your power away to me. She was giving me all this guru mumbo jumbo about like, focus on yourself, feel your feelings, stay inside of you. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm having these visions. And when I have these visions, my energy feels very drawn to you. My energy and my thoughts are like directed. They were like, does this mean that something needs to happen with her or not? And so I was like, if you tell me yes, then I know we have connection and you have feelings. And then I was like, do you want to investigate? Do you want to see what this connection can be like? But if you say no, then I can understand these visions, this part of these visions in my sessions, they don't mean anything. It's like just fantasy, because in reality you said no. So I'm gonna accept no is no. I'm not gonna like project the vision over the reality. But she's like, I'm not gonna say no. You're repeating yourself. Focus on yourself. Stay in your heart. All these kind of things. And I was like, some part of me was like really irritated. Somebody asked me, aren't you grateful that she like pointed you to focus on your own process? I'm like, no, because I thought it was really irresponsible. What I would really have appreciated was if the person would just look me in the eyes and be completely naked and vulnerable and said, no, I don't have any feelings for you. Or yes, I do have feelings for you. Because that would actually, that would be naked hard truth, which I would be something with. But if you keep avoiding it or like making it poetic, you're just, let's say, making me more confused. You're not making it concrete for me. So I saw that and I was like, okay, I don't care about that. Like, whatever. And then I started to see like a timeline. I saw like from time of my birth till now, I saw a timeline, and I saw pieces that were like, if this is the timeline, I saw pieces that were like muddled, or pieces that were like where there were bumps. And I started to see how the timeline was being like straightened out. It was like a white light running through, and it was straightened out. It was like being repaired, and I felt like these shifts in me happening every time that happened. I don't know what that is about, honestly, but it felt very strong, and like something in my head was changing while that was happening. As the session went on, I started to see these future visions, like, you need to go to this training, you need to go to this training, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need, like, I saw this whole stream, like my path that I need to go through. And I realized, like, I need to become more serious. I need to take more responsibility that I'm doing now, because now I'm just flowing. I'm allowing, I'm flowing, but somewhere I'm avoiding some kind of responsibility. Somehow I'm avoiding some kind of seriousness, right? Which I do need to take. So all in all, the session was very light. It was very sweet and light, and I felt very grateful afterwards when we did the sharing. Like, we were with 20 people or something, but not a lot of people shared. Only 2 or 3 people shared, and most of them had, like, I mean, there were pregnant women, there were, let's say, there were like 14 women and 3 or 4 guys, me included. And they were all kind, young, older, and nobody spoke out. It's like the people that did speak out, they were all about, I felt feelings letting go, I felt my body move, I felt shaking, or I felt like traumatic things come up and being released. A lot of movement, or a lot of pleasant sensations, or a lot of energy. So when I did my whole sharing, my whole story, everybody just like, and like while I'm doing my sharing, and I told them, like, it was really light, it was really like very chill for me. And everybody laughed, like, that is chill for you? That's quite a lot. And I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, it is a lot. But it is my 39th session, so, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of used to these like sessions of having a lot of experiences and a lot of different things being revealed or happen. After the session, there was this one moment where I was looking throughout the room, and like I had like this, you know, that moment where you lock eyes with somebody and you just look them in the eyes. Like, I had that so many times with like 2 people, and like I felt this feeling in me, like, you need to hug her, you need to give her a hug. So I got up, like while we were putting away the yoga mats, I went up to her. I was like, how was your session? She said, it was my first time. It was really great. I really liked it. Like, I felt a lot, but yeah, I don't know how to interpret it. I don't know how to understand it. And she asked me questions, and then I was like, can I hug you? And we hugged. And when you give hugs after a KAP session, it feels so gentle and so smooth. It's like butter melting. You feel the energy of each other, like coming together and melting into each other. It's so gentle. So I'm hugging her, and I feel like I am breathing fully with my belly. There's just breathing happening. And the thing is, I feel how she is contracted. She's holding her breath in. She's like, so we just stand there, and I keep breathing, and our breathing starts to synchronize. And it starts to synchronize, and then she lets go, and I feel the energy shifting, and we like, our energy melts more and more together into like this connection. And I looked at her and I smiled, and she smiled, and she was like, are you gonna go that way? And then I was like, no, I'm gonna go another way. And my friend was like, dude, she was so into you. Like, you should have talked to her. You should have spent time with her. And I was like, should I have? I don't know. I didn't feel like it. Like, now I do feel like, sure, there was an opportunity there, but like, for what? To do what? I didn't feel anything more than the moment. It was just a beautiful moment that we shared together. But I didn't feel like I need to go and search for something more to get something more out of an experience. Like, what could I do? It's like, you could go with her to her place. She was so open to it, like, because then when we went outside, she was walking like near us, and she was very like, I'm gonna go that way, and you guys? I'm like, we're staying here. And he was like, man, she was so open to, like, she was inviting you, like, but she didn't say it, like. And I was like, you know what, maybe she was, but I didn't feel anything, like there was no spontaneous thing. But afterwards, riding back on the train, I felt like, did I miss something? I was like, no, what could I have missed? Nothing. It's like there was just what was. All the rest is just imagination and projection of what might been, should have, could been, da 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 da. But it's not reality. I thought like, it's so funny that there is this almost mechanistic thing, automatic thing, where it's like something other should have happened. There's always a better version of the events that did happen. And I thought like, no, it was perfect. It was a perfect event. So when I come home, I was so tired. So tired now. And tomorrow I'm doing my 3rd session in a row, and then I'm gonna like stop KAP for a month or something, because I just feel exhausted. It's like releasing a lot and working a lot with the body. Yeah, it takes a lot. Tomorrow I'm gonna actually go and see the girl from my visions. The girl with whom I married on the astral plane. I didn't plan to go, honestly, because I didn't feel like I needed to go. But I was meditating today, and the person that was organizing it, she called me and she was like, if you want to go, you're always welcome. I was like, okay, but I don't really feel like I need to go, like I want to go. She was like, okay. And then at a certain point, my friend, he was like, I'm gonna go tomorrow. Come with me. You should go with me. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's try. So I was like, okay, why not? Let's see if I get triggered. And if I do get triggered tomorrow, I'll have an opportunity to learn from that experience. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. May you all enjoy happiness and the root of happiness.